Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up at all. We have a couple people on the leaderboard, so I want to thank those 2 people for showing up on time. My name is Dallas. For those of you that have never had the pleasure of doing any of these workouts with before, please make sure that all things on your bikes are tight and good to go. So seats, handlebars, shoes, and also make sure that you have a towel and or something to hydrate your body with as we go through this workout, as we go through the ride. All right, so again, have fun with this. Don't stress yourself. It is so easy to overwhelm yourself with, how fast should I be going? Is my resistance exactly in the right place? Do I need to continue? Listen, as many directions as I'm going to give you, limit even how often you follow those directions. Don't over follow the directions. So if I say, hey, we're going to resistance 3, for example, when you feel like you got the resistance 3 the first time, leave it alone. Don't keep turning it up and then turning it down. It's gonna ruin your whole experience and feel for the workout. All right. With that being said, song number 1 is on right now. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that we get through, get to the end of this playlist. I'm gonna do my best to get there. Sometimes the timing can be a little funny, but listen. Resistance 1 is where we get started in every single Motosumo ride. And I want to lay the ground for this right now. The reason why we use numbers for our resistance levels here is because I might be riding on a bike made by McDonald's. LJ might be riding on a bike made by Wendy's, and Liz might be riding on a bike made by Chick-fil-A. Now, the reason why I use those is because none of them make bikes, and I can't get in trouble for using those 3 companies. With that being said, they would make them a little bit differently, and you would then coach someone based on how, the modality that they have. So maybe one bike has digital numbers that you can press. Maybe another bike has gears, right? Maybe another bike has a resistance knob. So use the illustrations and the descriptions that we give you as a means to, how high or how low your resistance should be. So resistance 1, imagine yourself on a stroll, some type of jog or bike ride or run or whatever it is. Maybe you are you're an ex-track runner, distance runner or sprinter, and you know exactly what it feels like to just get warmed up. All right, just take like a couple of those warm-up laps. That's exactly what resistance 1 should feel like. It shouldn't feel like anything stressful or overwhelming, but it also shouldn't feel super underwhelming either, like you're not doing anything at all. So relax your shoulders, breathe, and ride, and then shortly we'll get into the RPM zones and the positions and all those kinds of things. But right now, I just want you to get comfortable making sure you're at resistance 1, whatever that means to you. There we go. Now I'm starting to see the RPMs naturally pick up. Excellent. That's a beautiful segue from the leaderboard. So we have 4 RPM zones. Red, yellow, green, and blue in order from fastest to slowest. As long as you're somewhere in the green or yellow RPM zone right now, you're in a perfect place. If you're struggling to get there, drop your resistance. That's not your true resistance 1. All right, that might be your resistance 2 to 3. If it's difficult, right, it's like super difficult to get in green, yellow, you're not at resistance 1, I promise. You have your first burst of speed, regardless of where you are, whether you're at 68 or 94. I want us all to increase our personal RPM by 10 points. 68 to 78, 94 to 104. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now when we start to sprint, a couple of things happen. 1, our heart rate begins to pick up. Why? Because now we're producing more power, right? More energy. We're putting in more effort to accomplish a new goal. So as we continue to do that, Notice and pay attention to how your body responds to the different kinds of drills. Good job, hold on to it. Back to wherever you were comfortable before. In 5, 3, 1. All right, good job, relax. Now we also have 4 resistance levels, all right? Again, I told you that we use numbers. I don't remember if I told you how many. We have resistances 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get ready now to go to resistance 2. As we transition to resistance 2, do not lose any of your RPM. Okay, do not lose any of your RPM. 3, 2, let's go. Now, what does resistance 2 feel like? Well, resistance 2 kind of feels like you're running into a headwind. It might feel like someone's putting a parachute on your back. It possibly even feels like you carrying in your best friend on a long, good night out when you were 22 years old. It could feel like that as well. It could feel like a bunch of different things, but it's something that you're able to do. Something that's a little challenging, but something that you're 100% definitely able to do. One more time, one more sprint. 10 more RPMs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You have 8, 6, 4, 2, done. Great job. Hey, I want to let you in on another secret. We have so much time today. I want to let you in another secret. For those of you who might have joined Motosumo, but like you aren't like sure how this whole thing works, because I've explained this to people before, just like my, people at my job, at my brick and mortar jobs and friends and stuff like that. All you have to do with this, by the way, is literally just leave it on the bike. That's it. You don't have to like move it. You don't have to hold it in your hand. You don't have to hold it close to your thigh or anything like that. Just literally leave it on the bike, and somehow, some way, we have technicians that figured out a way that this is going to pick up the RPM that you're riding at. All right, so I just wanted to clarify that as well. Resistance 3, minimum 55, maximum 70, position 2. Let's go. Position 2 means hands toward the end of the handlebars, butt out of your seat. Resistance 3, you imagine yourself climbing upstairs, carrying groceries. That's one of my favorite illustrations for resistance 3. Carrying groceries, not only carrying groceries, but carrying groceries upstairs. Now that is tough. I don't know if anyone's ever had to do that before, but that is something else. Take your time. I'm giving you about 25 more seconds to just enjoy being at a slower speed and a heavier resistance. And this is what some of us are going to find out. Some of us will find out that we're better at speed or we're better at resistance. So the best advice that I can give you is maximize your strengths and develop your weaknesses. Maximize your strengths and develop your weaknesses. 3, 2, 1, take a seat. I don't know if anyone here can relate to this, but I'm going to use it as an example since the NFL season just started again last night. So, Super Bowl, the reigning Super Bowl champions played last night, and they scored 10 points. I'm going to be honest with you, the game should have been a lot worse than what it actually was. And they might be in a position now where it's like, we might not be able to do all the same things that we did last year, right? We might have some new strengths and new weaknesses. So can we somehow repeat as champions, doing things a little bit differently, maximizing our strengths that might have been weaknesses last year, and developing our new weaknesses? That'll be one of their challenges for this year, because it's pretty embarrassing yesterday. That's pretty bad. back to position 2 one more time. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. We have one more resistance level to get to, and this is the simplest one. This is gonna be the easiest one to explain, I promise you. Keeper, welcome. We're just at resistance 3 in the 50s, 60s, no more than 70. 3, 2, 1, take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. All right, so again, you wanna slow down or stay slow in that 55, 53 range. I am going to use about 5 words to describe resistance 4 to you. Heaviest resistance at any moment. Heaviest resistance at any moment. So resistance 4, 12 minutes into the ride might feel different than resistance 4, 51 minutes into a ride. All right, but whatever it is at that moment should be the heaviest thing that you can do. So let's get there now, let's go. One more time in position 2. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Remember, very, very slow and very, very grindy. Not necessarily the tempo that you hear, but let the tempo that you hear be a little bit of a guide to you. Liz and LJ, keep up the good work. Even if you're not sure what you should be doing, or if you're saying the right things, if you're feeling the right things, get something out of this. Hopefully I'm just explaining something well to you. Just to get one good takeaway if this is your first time here today. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, take a seat. Everybody back down to resistance 1. Liz, once we get back down to resistance 1, let's begin to pick up our speed again. Minimum 80, maximum whatever you can handle. But I am looking at minimum 80, or looking for minimum 80. All the way around, let's go, let's go, let's go. All that resistance we just used should have prepared us to go a little bit faster. I'm seeing it happen. The lighter your resistance, the easier it's going to be for you to go. By the way, your resistance, I cannot see. I have no clue where it is. So, make sure that you're doing the resistance that you need to do for yourself. Good. You go wherever you want for 90 seconds. 90-second recovery starting now. If you need to lift your chest, let some oxygen get in. But minimum 80 is where we are going to be starting again after this 90-second recovery. Excellent job so far today, everybody. All right, my friends, you have about 30 seconds remaining until we jump back into the workout. Hopefully, you've taken a sip or you've taken a dab and you've worked on getting your hands back to your handlebars. Once your hands do get back to your handlebars, remember that we are aiming for 80 minimum RPM. The lighter your resistance, the easier it'll be to accomplish this. Let's go. Now, maybe you're the kind of person, you don't really like speed. I have some news for you. We do have a class for you. Stronger Together is where you want to show up to. Maybe you're a person, you don't like resistance. You don't really like going heavy and grinding. Fast and fun. is the place for you. Maybe like something that's kind of like in the middle. Endurance game and our signature ride might be the ride for you as well. So make sure that you try out all of the different options that we offer here to you. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, and all inanimate objects, the reason why we're about to do this race is because I have to introduce every single part, every single piece of this little offering that we offer to you through this app. It's not to compete, but I do want you to see this race. 3, 2, let's go. So this race that you see in front of you, it doesn't matter who wins, right? It doesn't matter who gets first place, second place, but this is what it's like to be able to participate and to experience the full experience of the Motosumo ride. 10 seconds, we split up into 2 teams, and then we all work. You have 8, I'm seeing good stuff on the leaderboard. 4, 3, 2, 1, excellent job. That might be the best RPMs that I've seen so far, and it might be because you did not see the number. So maybe even try that, right? Forget the number, forget limiting yourself to a number. Let's do it, let's spend a little bit more time here at, what's this thing called? Trying to think. A little bit more time here at resistance 1. Right, a little bit more time here at resistance 1. When you're ready, hands come back to your handlebars. Remember, if you have to ignore the RPM meter, right, ignore the color and ignore the numbers, do that. I just want you to ride where you feel comfortable riding at. Every 45 seconds, our resistance is going up. Starting when? Starting right now. Go. Every 45 seconds, I'm looking for more resistance. The goal of this will be to eventually force us into the 60s on our personal RPM, okay? So fight to stay away from the 60s for at least 2 more turns to the right. All right, if you want to do it on that final turn, then feel free. All right, but definitely not the next one. Uh-oh. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Continue to stay above the 60s, the best that you can. Continue to dig, continue to fight, continue to drive, continue to push, continue to climb. Woo! One more opportunity to turn your resistance up. Liz, LJ, opportunity and optional start with the same 2 letters. That means it's not mandatory. 3, 2, 1, let's go, let's go, let's go. If you feel like you can take it now. If you feel like you can give a little bit more resistance, give it now. Back to resistance 4. As if you're going to the top of something. I don't know, top, Mount Everest, the Rocky Mountains. What's another mountain? Mount Sinai. All right, Mount Hebron. I don't know. Listen, any mountain. All right, anything. The top. There's 15 more. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We should all be in the 60s, or at least ready for the 60s. We're at resistance 3 for the absolute final time today. I cannot ask you to come here again today. We don't have time for it, even if I wanted to. All right, but we got one more opportunity here to work resistance 3. I want you to take a look at this color that you see behind me. There's a purple color. This purple color represents a lot of things. It represents the color of plums. It also represents the color of one of the colors of Barney. But for Motosumo purposes, it represents the final part and the final piece of any workout, any class that we can offer here to you. And it always happens within the last 10 minutes. With that being said, one final time today, I want us to get out of our seat. If you can go to resistance 4, go to resistance 4. 3, 2, let's go. Final time today, my friends. Come on, come on, come on, come on. "12 seconds. Without touching your resistance, drop your butt. 3, 2, sit. Here's what you're going to find. LJ, it's going to start to feel very, very heavy, especially if you added resistance. And I want you to embrace it. Don't fight it. I would kind of move with the heavy resistance. If you fight against it, it's going to feel so much worse. Right? And kind of moving with it instead of push and pull. Maximum 99 RPMs. I am not interested in your number. I'm so disinterested in the number that you do that I'm going to literally close my eyes so that you can just do what feels good. Drop your resistance and sprint to a maximum 99. Let's go. My eyes are closed, I promise. I don't see it. I can't judge you on what you're doing or what you're not doing because I can't see it anyway. Work for yourself. Three, 2, done. Beautiful job. I think that going to resistance 4 teaches us what resistance 1 should feel like, right? Once we really, really go to resistance 4, then we know what the other resistances might feel like. So again, excellent job so far. All right, couple more minutes, all right? Few more minutes, couple more drills, and we can get out of here with a smile on our face. Stay slow for a moment. Take your time, catch your breath. By the end of this song, we will be at the end of our workout. By the end of this song, we will also be at the end of our workout. Ladies and gentlemen, every 60 seconds, we will be visiting a new RPM range. Every 60 seconds, we'll be visiting a new RPM range, starting now. Let's go. I want you to get started at a minimum of 70 and a maximum of 85. We're going on a slow, gradual increase of RPM with a slow, gradual decrease of resistance. So as your resistance goes down, your RPM should go up. And of course, the same thing in the, saying it in the opposite order. If you're past 85 right now, you're going a little bit too fast, too early. I want you to take your time. All right, we're 20 seconds out. Make sure your resistance falls down as your RPM goes up. Challenge yourself to endure. Challenge yourself to use oxygen and fats that are available to you. Minimum 80, maximum 95. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Minimum 80, maximum 95. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Good job. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Here it is. This is the final recommendation that I can give you today. minimum 90, maximum 105. Win now. Let's go. All right, here it is. Here is the end of the entire workout. You have one more opportunity for a 30-second race. One final opportunity for a 30-second race. So remember, we kind of start riding blind, where we can't really see the RPM, so we don't have any limitations. So we'll start to get into survival mode, adjusting our resistance as necessary, and preparing ourselves, preparing our minds, and preparing our hearts to go, go, go. I see the hand. I can barely see the name. I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw a G. So G, welcome to the ride. Thank you for joining us. 30 seconds racing. Go, go, go. This is it. I have no more for you after this. Finish strong. That's it, 15. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Whatever you have, not whatever I have, whatever you have for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done, done, done. Excellent job, everybody. I'm giving you a big round of applause for working as hard as you did today. Thank you all so much for your effort, your enthusiasm, and your energy. I hope that you got something out of this workout. Whether that's that you learned something about what goes on here, learn something about how we operate, what we do, and all those other things. I see Sarah has also now joined us. I want to thank you all for joining us today here at Motosumo. If it was your first time, whether you did this live or on demand, I hope you come back, right? Even if you don't necessarily come back to me, I promise you my feelings will not be hurt. I find somebody that you resonate with, or whose style resonates with you, I guess I should say. Find a type of class that you like. Start with something that you like. Don't start with something that you don't like. Like again, if you know that you like strength classes, Stronger Together is your thing. Throw some other things in there. All right, throw in an endurance ride, throw in another beginner ride on recovery days, but definitely start with something you like so that you don't get discouraged by the things that you don't like and don't feel successful doing. All right. With that being said, hands toward the end of your handlebars, butt back over your seat, heels down, calves and hamstrings stretching. And then we're ready, opposite foot forward. 건너면서 든 생각 없어 맘에 드는 사람 넌 나만이 컸어 그냥 뒀어 외로운 그 맘은 불 붙여 지발과 탄을 붙고 hips forward, arching your back. Take your time as you do this. Feel free to follow us on Instagram here at Motosumo. I don't know who runs the Instagram account, so I can't promise you'll receive a follow back, but I do know that we are there to be followed. Join the Facebook group page. If you're not sure how to get into the Facebook page, Brooke is the person to contact to find out that information. I'm pretty sure if you type in Motosumo, just type in Motosumo and you should see like community or something along those lines. All right, so type that in so that you can join us there for accountability partners, for announcements. Workout partners, different things like that, right? Find out if someone else lives in your time zone. You can join it with, make questions, ask if anyone else has your type of bike, right? And then ask them, how they gauge their resistances and things of that nature. Use the things that we do make available to you here, because so much of it is very, very cost effective, at least I would say. And that's that. Thank you all again so much for everything that you gave today. Hope that you got something out of it. Hope to see you again sometime. But even if we don't, keep going, right? Make good decisions and have a fantastic weekend. All right, I'll see you all when I see you. Thank you again so much. LJ, nice to meet you.